everybody, Brian back here with a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look here and see if this thing is topped. We've talked about this numerous times. We're going to take a look at the RSI. I'm going to show you some very, very important things and some things that could lead to an alt run here. All right, we have some stuff popping off today. We got KASPA up quite a bit. We had a perfect entry on that. If you watched the KASPA video, it came right down to our entry and bounced right up out of there. It's up 50, like 48% from our entry area. So if anybody gotten along in that thing from the video, let me know. I'd like to know if you did. And I'm sure you're up pretty good. I would stay in that trade. Not financial advice at all. I'm not telling you what to do. Me personally, I will stay in that trade. I got to jump in on a pullback. I was in a few other tokens at the time, and I did not get that entry, but it was absolutely perfect. Let me show you. We just got this one here. This was a winner. We just got over in Discord. Beautiful move. We got in somewhere down here in this wedge. Take profit, hit about 17%. So almost 2x your money on this move right here. These are 10-minute candles. All right, so this took about an hour and a half, 2 hours roughly. So if you had $100 on this, you made about 180 on a 10x. If you went 20x leverage, I took 30x leverage. If you took 20x leverage, you almost what 4x your money, and 30% leverage times 20%, 6x your money. All right, so about 100. If I threw 100 on this, I made 600 on a 30x. Right, so nice move. Congratulations, everybody, on that. If you want to come over and trade with us, sign up for level 3 membership in the description of the video. It'll take you right over there, and we have 150 some members in there. Would love to have you come over and join us. Also, with the level 3 membership, you get over 10 hours of videos to watch to teach you how to start charting. And all that stuff. And you get a link to the Discord to come trade with us. All right, so if you're familiar with leverage trading, I'm sure you can jump right in. If you're not, I have some videos where you can catch up, and get yourself familiar with it, right? On KASPA, let me show you this entry. Move on to 12-hour here. I know the market out there is absolutely terrified right now. The fear and greed index is at a 12, I believe. Look at that pullback, perfect, right into our box, and bounced right up out of here. Right, I mean, don't look like a lot there. Look at this. All right, so you got in down down there, right up to where it's at now, 33%. So on a 10x should be up over 3 times your money. Right up there, you'd be up 4 times your money. So if you had 100 on it, you'd be up $400 right now. And it's very possible that this thing could make a decent run here. What I'm looking at with KASPA, if it plays out, is possibly, no guarantees with anything, right? Possibly, a 1, 2. Maybe a 3-wave starting here. Maybe. 4-wave back, and maybe a 5th wave up to a 618 retracement. We'll see what happens, right? We got to have some kind of alt season for that to happen. If we don't get one, then it's not going to happen. But we're having some stuff, starting to move a little bit over here. We've had certain things popping at different times. That's what alt seasons do. Not everything runs at one time. You have gaming run, you have DeFi run, your big layer 1s, layer 2s, all at different times. But kind of strange how things are going on here. But like I said, you need that dominance to drop. Bitcoin has lost a major trend line here. Okay, this thing has rode this trend line since way back here. Okay. That was the first hit on it was August of 2024, right? Next hit was April 2025. Then it came down and it's broken, okay? I've talked about this numerous times. The 5 waves up. I've been talking about this for quite a while, right? I talked about the bearish divergence in here numerous times. Right down here, the lower highs, right? You have this high here with your 1. You have a lower high here with your 3 on the RSI, but higher on price. And then on the 5, you have another lower high, but a higher high in price. Talked about this, right? That makes 5 waves. Are we going to get the ABC in here? The run back up. I'm looking, hopefully, for something like this. Pull this over here. As soon as I get a hold of it. Right here. Okay? And hopefully the alts maybe will take off through here. Okay? If it bounces up here. We're going to have to see what happens here, though. I was looking for maybe to pull back. We'll see. Maybe just a little bit more down around 79. And then start bouncing up here. Weekly RSI, relative strength index, right at the very bottom. So good to see there for if you're looking for a bounce, or you look at the daily. Look how oversold that is down there on the bottom, way down here. You could get a decent pop here. You can even see a resistance line here on the RSI. Coming down through here. Right through here, let's blow this up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Just like price action. You have a resistance line coming down through here. Right about there, and look at it. It's hitting it right now. Right now, Bitcoin can break that. That would be a pretty good sign. And there's people out there that are definitely still bullish on this thing, for sure. They're thinking this is just a major correction. But me personally, I think it has topped, but I'm looking for some kind of alt season. Now, as far as this goes, looking for a retrace, possibly back up to a 618. We're 702 retracement with a fib. That's why I was maybe looking for a little bit deeper of a pullback. Come out on a weekly. Looking for something. For this thing, maybe to pull back a little bit more. Maybe that's it right there. Looking for an A, B back up here to that trend line, and test it now as resistance, and then a rollover down to around 60,000. Will it go lower than that? I don't know. I don't know, right? If it comes up to the 618, you'd be looking for it to come down on top of the B wave, right? To measure your ABC out, okay? Right there would be, let's see, the 618, okay? Put it down on top, ABC. We'll put it down 59, 60,000. But it don't always work out perfectly like that, so we'll see what happens. Back in 2017, it just came down and retested that high, right here. It came down right through here and retested the 2017 high area. Came down and then it bounced off of it. Now, is that what it's going to do this time? Come back down. I'm going to monthly, it's a little bit better. See the closing candles a lot easier. Alright, get rid of that. Sorry about that. If you'd hit the like and subscribe, I would very much appreciate it, guys. Very, very much, honestly. Alright, now here you can see it a lot better. Closing candles down here came down, touched this high area and took off. Now, if it comes back down here and retests this high area, that's right at about $60,000 area here. So we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully we get some kind of retracement, and then we see Bitcoin dominance plummet, for the altcoins. If Bitcoin does, let's see here, if it does come back up for a retrace, let's see where we would look for, how high could that thing possibly come back up. It comes back up to 618. That's market cap, sorry. Let's pull this one on here. You know, if it comes back up and does this ABC, you know, you'd be looking at 108, 107, 108,000, right around there. You know, could possibly go to 110, 112. Um, you know, that would get people excited again, right? Thinking, oh, here goes Bitcoin's taking off, man. But definitely people out there that don't know how to read charts or, you know, the divergence or whatever, they just see price action. You know, especially new people. If this thing goes from 87 and back up to 107, that's a big jump, right? That would get people pretty excited, but unfortunately, it would probably just retest this line as resistance and then roll over. Okay, but people are looking, you know, for a bounce here to get out, right? Bitcoin dominance, 58 and a half. You know, looking for a drop here. The width of this wedge is what we're looking for. It's broken the wedge to the downside. You measure the inside of the wedge, that gives you a target. Put it on the breakdown, you know, 34. You know, anywhere in the 30s down here would be a potential target area. The monthly, right down at the bottom, actually, the monthly, but it has some room to come down here on the regular RSI, and the weekly is rolling right over. You know, that thing is just rolling right down. So waiting to see what happens here with dominance. You know, are the altcoins gonna start running? Or are we gonna get some kind of alt season here? You know, we'll see, right? You take a look. Right here's your the market's reset now. It's past 8 o'clock, but look at blockchain bets. I told people about this, man. I really have a feeling about this thing. Um, you know, I don't know. Boy, right down there now. Man, oh man, I might stack a little bit more. Look at the weekly RSI. I'm not telling you to go out and buy this thing or anything like that. Not at all, right? But it is just, it's beat down pretty good, right? It looks like it did a big ABC right here, and it's way down. Let's look at how far down is it? Maybe it's dead. Maybe it's not going to do a thing. Wow, man, oh man. Look at that. If that thing, wow, holy crap. Let's put a bib on this once. That's crazy. If this thing did a retracement, is it worth me throwing $100 on it to take a chance? Well, if it ran back up, it's at 0.00. Let's go from 0.0008. Holy cow. That is, wow. That is what? Over a 4,000% move. 4,000 times 10 is 40,000. What is that? A 400x. Wow. That's insane. Is it worth taking a shot? Maybe. Maybe. You know, even some kind of retracement back up to a 382. What would that be? You know, I like seeing this stuff that's beat down like this. Blockchain, that's way down there. Look at that. That would be a 68x times 10. A 10x leverage is 680x. Yeah, even $20. I might throw on this thing $20 times 100 is what 2,000 times that'd be times 100 times 400, $8,000 up $20. That would be insane, wouldn't it? This thing is down so much though, 0.0005. You know, if you threw $20 on that, that would get you quite a bit of tokens, I believe, right? It's up 26% right now. The weekly RSI is heading up. The monthly is coming down. Your daily is heading up. Did you have bullish divergence on this thing? Wow, pretty close. Might have. Um, yeah, wow. Look at that. That could be right at a bottom. Wow. I don't know if I can long this thing or not, but I'm going to go check it out. Hey guys, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for watching the video. Please hit that like and subscribe. Come sign up for that level 3 membership. We would love to have you in there with us. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching.